Hey, what's up you guys? It's Biggie Vice and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you've never been here before. Thanks for stopping by. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing my glowy winter foundation routine. I'm someone that has combination skin, so in the summer, my foundation routine is a lot different than my winter foundation routine. In the winter, my skin is so dry and it's so crispy. Like, I know it's gross to say that your skin's crispy, but like, my skin is so thirsty for hydration and nutrients. So this foundation routine is kind of like giving it the hydration, where in the summertime, I'm all about trying to stay matte. I'm all about trying to stay like dry and not become an oil slick. So I like adapting my foundation routine to what the weather is like. So if you'd like to see my updated foundation routine for the winter time, make sure you keep on watching. Alrighty guys, so I already started out by putting on my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, and my fake lashes. I wanted to skip the time and do that ahead of time just because I know it would have taken up more time. I'm saying time a lot, but taken up more time in this video than I wanted to, and I wanted this video to be focused all about the skin. So I'm going to be taking my Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel. I'm going to pump that into my fingers and put that all over my face. This has become my favorite moisturizer. I think that it does a really good job of hydrating your skin without it looking too shiny or feeling too oily on your skin, which is something that I used to have a lot of trouble finding just because, I don't know, I've got, like I said in the previous video, I have combination skin. So having something that like falls in between of, you know, it's moisturizing but it's also not going to clog my pores. I feel like this moisturizer has that right balance that I really like. So I've been enjoying that a lot. So next I'm going to be taking my Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. I'm going to be spritzing that all over my face. So you're going to see with my winter foundation routine that I love bringing a lot of moisture. So I'm going to be using a lot of different sprays. I actually have 3 different sprays in front of me that I've been using just so that my skin won't be dry and I can keep that moisture in. So I'm going to be taking next my NYX Paradise Fluff. This is Everything Lip Oil. I'm actually trying this product out for a new video, so if you'd like to see that, make sure you stay tuned for that. So I'm just going to be putting this all over my lips. So next I'm going to be taking one of my all-time favorite primers. It's the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. I'm just going to be putting a little bit of that on my fingertips, not a whole bunch. Just because I want to focus that on the center of my face where my pores are a little bit bigger and I've got a lot more texture. So I just put that on my nose, around my smile lines, up on my forehead, and between my eyes, because that's where I find I have the most texture. So just starting that in the middle and working my way out, I find it gives it a better diffused look. Now I'm making sure to get my smile lines because that is always the first place that I crack and I have no clue why. So I guess it's because I'm smiling. I guess there are worse places I could have like wrinkles at 22. Alrighty guys, so now that I'm done with that, I'm going to be taking my Becca Backlight Primer and I'm going to be putting that all over my face. And let me just tell you now, this stuff is so bright. Like, it is the brightest thing ever. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. But it's so gorgeous. Like, I've never used like an illuminating primer like this. It's so, I find that it makes my like makeup look so flawless. So you can see the difference between my forehead and my cheeks, how bright it looks already. Or maybe you can't, I don't know. And I'm going to be taking just a little bit more and putting that on my forehead and between my eyebrows, focusing that right on the center mostly. I'm being very careful around my eyebrows because I spent a lot of time on them and I do not want them to wipe off. That would be very tragic. So just making sure that I'm being very careful with where I put that. Alrighty, so now here's the part where I go a little bit overboard, but I'm finding that it makes my skin look really good, like really good, like after the fact. So I'm going to be taking the Balm Bonnie Duminizer liquid highlighter. I'm going to be putting that, look at that. It's extra and it's excessive, but I'm going to be putting that anywhere I would highlight my face, just because I think that it gives that glow from within kind of look, and I like that. So I'm going to be pressing that into my skin. So you guys can see that that made me look kind of like a glazed donut, but that's okay. That's the look I'm going for before I have my foundation. Again, it's going to give me that glow from within kind of look that I'm really striving for in the winter months, so that my skin doesn't look dry and dead. So next I'm going to be going on to the foundation. So next I'm going to be taking my Maybelline FitMe Dewy and Smooth foundation. It's for normal to dry skin. In the summertime I usually use the matte and poreless, but I bought this one a few months ago. I think it was back in September, just because I knew I was going to get ready for the colder months, and it still didn't work for me. I was only able to start using this foundation about 2 or 3 weeks ago when it got like really cold and it started snowing up here. So I really like this foundation. It's my favorite foundation regularly. I love the matte and poreless. I just think it gives you a great like veil for your skin. It blends into your skin so nicely, and I like that they have a pretty good shade range, I would say. I'm going to be taking this on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to be putting this all over my skin. I put it on the back of my hand so it can serve as like a palette, but it can also warm up. And I think it's good to warm up your foundations just because I think that it blends a lot better. I'm not saying that you have to do it, but I'm saying that I like it a lot more when I do this step. Alrighty, so taking a damp Real Technique sponge, I'm just going to be patting this into my skin. I'm not really someone that uses a brush to apply my foundations. Again, I think it's all personal preference. Everyone has like what they like for their foundation and the rest of their makeup, but I just think personally that I like the coverage that it gives me when I use a sponge versus brush. I just think that all the brushes that I've used ended up looking streaky, or they didn't settle into my skin like I would like them to. So I have just stuck with the Real Technique sponge. So next I'm going to be taking my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and I'm going to be putting that all over the high points of my face. I'm not going to be telling you my feelings about this concealer until probably next week. I have a video planned with a bunch of stuff from Ulta that I picked up that I wanted to kind of like haul for you guys, but also tell you my first impressions and if I think it's worth the money. So stay tuned for that. I'm just going to be putting this on my forehead, on my nose, under my eye, right above my lip, and then I've started bringing this down a little bit. I know it looks a little bit crazy, but I like the way it gives kind of a more seamless kind of blend to my concealer, so it's not just like boom boom stop. It's kind of like the whole front of my face is being pulled forward, and it just looks beautiful to me. I don't know. So taking my damp Real Technique sponge that I used for my foundation, and I like the excess foundation on here so I can kind of blend it out a little bit better, and just taking that and diffusing the color a little bit. And under the eye. And I honestly use my concealer to kind of carve out my eyes. And that's why I like doing my eyes first also. Well, there are a few reasons why I like doing my eyes first. I like that there's no fallout, and I like that I can kind of clean up whatever I want to. Alright, so here's the part where it might get a little bit weird for some people. I know that it used to freak me out a little bit. But I'm not going to set my face. In the winter months, I found that it makes my face gross. Like, it makes it dry and look patchy. You can see all the texture on my face. So instead, I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. blush brush. I know it's not what I'm supposed to be using it for, but I'm going to tap that into my Fit Me loose powder. And just tapping off the excess, I'm going to be placing that right under my eye, just to make sure it doesn't crease. And then I'm going to be taking my Morphe Fluffy brush and just brushing that away. So after that, I just give it a little bit of a spray. I'm going to be using my Evian facial spray and spraying it all over my face. Alright guys, I'm back. I just had to go charge my camera battery really quickly. So next I'm going to be taking my True Complexion Contour Palette in the shade Medium to Dark. I'm going to be taking this angled brush from Sonia Kashuk, and I'm going to be blending these two shades together. I just find that this one's a little bit too dark for me. So I'm just going to be taking those two together, and I like to kind of place my contour where it's going to go. So next I'm just going to be buffing that into my And I honestly really like this palette just because I've had it for a while, but I like that it gives me the option to blend two shades together, just because My skin is very in between, and I don't know why, but sometimes my undertone does change depending on like the season, or sometimes even what day it is, what the weather is like. So I like the option to be able to make it darker if I want to, or lighter if I want to, especially like in January, December, February, I'm a lot paler than I normally am. So I like being able to have the option of being like, okay, well, my skin's a little bit lighter today, so I want to use a lighter contour, or my skin's a little bit darker, I'm bronzier, so I want to use a darker contour. So I like having that option, so that palette's definitely great for that. I got that one at Target or Walgreens. I know that they sell it at both, so you can just kind of like look and see if they have that in your shade, if that's something you'd be interested in. Alrighty, so taking my Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Plum, I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk brush, and I'm going to be starting that on the outside and then like kind of working it down. I find that that makes it look a little bit more natural. So kind of doing that and then patting it in, making sure that it kind of connects with my contour. And then, I forgot to contour my nose, oh my gosh. That's better. I also like to take my blush and I like to put it on my nose. I find that it gives me a little pop color, on my chin, on my forehead, just like that. So next I'm going to be going in with my highlight. So a lot of people like applying their highlights when their face is wet, so they'll like set their face and then they'll go in with their highlight. I actually don't like the way it makes my skin look. I think that it kind of gives it like a I don't know, kind of like a smearing effect, and it doesn't matter what brush I use for it, it like makes it look like it's smearing, and I like for it to have that glow and not for it to be like kind of like dulled down. So I'm going to be taking my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish in the shade Superb. I'm going to be taking this kind of like angled dense kind of brush, just swirling that in here, and it's such a gorgeous like shade, and I like to highlight like my entire face. So starting out with like the highs of my cheekbones, just like putting a ton on here. So like packing that on, kind of like connecting it to like my eye a little bit, bringing it down my cheeks. That's a personal preference. A lot of people don't like bringing it down on their cheeks, but I just find that it gives like a cuter like flush of color, and it gives it more dimension, and I don't know, I just like it. So I like that it's already given it like that shine and that glow. So putting it on my nose, on top of my lip, on my chin, and here's the part that I really like. Some people don't really like doing it, but I like putting it right above my eyebrow. I'm like kind of giving it like the shape of my eyebrow, and then kind of like zigzagging it up. Sometimes I think it can be a little bit too much, so I just take my powder brush and kind of like blend that out. So I really like the glow that that gives. But to set it over the edge, this is going to be the most overkill thing you've ever seen in your entire life. I'm going to be taking my Evian water spray again, putting just a little bit of that on my face. And then I'm going to be taking my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and putting that over my face. So it gives me like that hydration, but also gives me that like glow from the setting spray. So I'm going to let that dry down a little bit. So because I want this thing to be like flawless and blend seamlessly together, I'm going to be taking a pencil brush. It's the Morphe M321 brush. And I'm going to be taking the shade Mary onto that brush. And I'm just going to be working that under my eye, so that the look is a little bit more cohesive. So next I'm going to be going in with my Buxom Big T's Plumping Mascara, putting that under my eye. Final thing I'm going to be doing is my lips, so I'm going to be taking my lip oil one more time and just kind of focusing that in the center. Next I'm going to be taking my NYX lip pencil in the shade Mahogany and lining my lips, kind of overlining them because I like that look in the winter. Like I like that glossy, like big lip kind of look, so just overlining. Alrighty, so now that that's lined, I'm going to be taking my NYX Super Clicky Matte Lipstick in the shade Conform. That's why I put the lip oil or chapstick under it, just because this is very matte. It's kind of like a click up kind of thing. I mean, that's not why it's matte, but like it's like a click up kind of lipstick, and it's very, very matte. It dries like a liquid lipstick, but I really, really, really like the shade. So I find that using the lip oil or chapstick under it has helped. So just putting that all over my lip. And personally, I think this alone looks really gorgeous, but I do like going in with a lip gloss over it so it gives it that extra like punch and that shine. So I'm going to be taking the Bare Minerals Marvelous Moxie lip gloss in the shade A-Lister. Alrighty guys, that was my updated winter foundation routine. I'm really glad that you guys decided to stick to the end of the video. If you liked it, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. That would really mean so much and help me grow. And down in the comments, let me know what you guys are doing for your skin for the winter time. Have you changed any of your products up, like your foundation? Have you changed any of your highlights up, your primers, your skincare routines? Let me know, because I actually want to know what products you're using and how they've changed with the changing weather. So yeah, that's all I really have to say for this video, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.